Good evening, folks. And tonight we're going to talk about a, a great thing about how Canada fell to America. Congratulations, United States, you earned it. And I'm celebrating every bit of it. And I know some of you who watch this are probably Canadians, but I tip my hat off to you. You played a very good game today. Nothing to be ashamed of. It took overtime to determine a winner. Nothing to be disappointed about. Silver's great. It's not like you were playing for bronze. I mean, heck, if you were playing for bronze, you would have had nothing. You would have came out with nothing. Bronze, nothing. Now, Team USA, well, I'll look at the stats. I'll come out with stats tomorrow about both squads. Funny thing about it is 2-1. Team USA in both women's and men's hockey. Now, the thing about this is 46 years ago today was the biggest upset in Olympic history that ever happened. Team USA beat the Russians in Lake Placid, New York by a final score of 4-3 in regulation. Canada had their chances. Canada wasn't necessarily that swell of a team back then. They got drenched. Team USA didn't beat Sweden back then. They had Sweden on their schedule, but they tied Sweden 2-2. They were unbeaten, but had one tie. Executed their area. While on the other hand, the Russians, aka the Soviet Union, that they called them back then, but we call them the Russians, they had, aka Russia, they had they swept their entire region. Clean sweep. Nothing. They won literally every game. This is literally like what happened with America. America, women, this year, just like 98, they came out, won it first. Canadian girls, it was back and forth. Now another historic moment in hockey history. Canada versus United States, and first time. USA stomps Canada, wipes Canada off the map, 5-0. Shuts Canada out. First time ever Canada's been shut out in hockey history. You can't stand there and tell me this will be the last time Canada will ever be shut out in Olympic history. In women's hockey history. I mean, but they came back and played. Now, we'll go down the line, and I watched it at my workplace, waiting on a call. And they ended up winning, and Canada ended up beating Czechia 4-3. Well, they stomped them. I think it was 5-0. I can't recall. I have to look at the final statistic rates, and then I'll get back with you on that one. My mind's a little hazy. But still, that's a significant number there. But you got to think about how you play the game there. That was a game. Team USA played tough. And they didn't quit. 2-1. First period, 1-0. Then second period, with only 1:44 left, they tie it at 2. They tie it at 1. It was 14 minutes only 14 minutes left in the first period. 1-0. USA takes the lead. Then 1:44 left in the second period. Canada ties it. And then Hughes with the win. And he shoots it right in there. Big time victory for Team USA. He will go down as the legend who gave them the W. Nothing to be disappointed about. Nothing. But we'll talk about we'll talk about the other goals of how they all performed. And we'll talk about how they all scored goals and everything else with my, when I got more time. But right now, when I got the stats in front of me. But Canada, they had a chance to win regulation 2-1. They had a chance to do the reverse psychology of 2-1. The Hellebuck, number 37 for America, he deserves player of the game, MVP player of the game. He deserves it all. 41 shots on goal. He saved one. Obviously, one got past him. But there was one that literally inches from crossing the line. But his stick stopped it. His hockey stick stopped it. Made it go around, go the other way. He stopped it. Nothing got past. Everything that went his direction, blocked. Definitely the MVP of the game. I don't know anyone who could do better than that. And a Canadian player was right there who could easily shot it right in there. Canada. If I was a Canadian fan, I'd be like, how could you possibly miss that? I'd be so pissed off right now. I'd be saying, how the hell could you possibly miss that? Canada had so many opportunities to make a goal. Wide open net. That was another perfect opportunity. But those shots were too far right or too far left. But this right here was a perfect opportunity. The stick was literally the only thing holding that puck from going in. If it hadn't been for that stick being there, they would have won. Canada would have won the game. That stick is the only thing that saved the USA. Thin ice from getting in there. And I say again, thin ice. But 46 years ago today, Team USA pulled off the miracle on ice and regulation. First shot in the first period, 1-0 Russia. Team USA answers with the 1-1. Second period. Team Russia answers 2-1. Then late in the second period, Team USA, I think this is how the order goes. Team USA answers right before, with only 1 second on the clock, and it gets in there. 2-1. It's tie game at 2. It's a very good game. They score 3-2. Then Team USA answers, tying it up at 3. Then Team USA answers with another goal to win it 4-3. That's how they pulled the upset off. I'll go down the stats line and show you how every goal that was won throughout Team USA history. And then we'll go from there. Well, with that being said, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. That being said, I'm out of here. Peace.